In the ever faster changing web, as a content creator, you want to stand out from the crowd, reach your followers in a unique way, and be known for it. You want your posts to be catchy and visually appealing on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. That's why more and more content creators are using fancy fonts, tons of emojis, posting images, memes, and GIFs, using trendy color combinations and so on to grab their followers' attention. In a fun way. Yeah, I get it. It's so fun, it's so cool. Well, not so much. Have you ever thought about the disadvantages of doing this? How many people can't even perceive your content because it's simply too cool? So here's my call. Stop being cool, be accessible. Hi, I'm Julia and I'm an accessibility specialist at Atos. I keep seeing posts and presentations on social media that have serious accessibility issues. I want to explain to you why these are problematic and how you can avoid them by making your content more accessible. So, here are my 6 tips to make your content more inclusive. Let's get into it. Number 1, images. Images play a major role for content creators, just like everywhere on the web. Whether on the website, on applications, on articles, and more, they are one of the most common accessibility issues for a reason. Adding alternative text to describe your image is crucial for screen reader users to get the information, just like non-screen reader users do as well. And almost every social network gives you the option to add them. LinkedIn, Instagram, DevTo, many more. Without an alternative text, you put screen reader users in front of a guessing game.
Activate to view larger image preview button.
Improve the user experience by adding alternative text.
Activate to view larger image. Pikachu has so much fun with all the Pokemons I do not know the name of.
So, when adding alternative text, keep a few things in mind. Keep it short so that all screen readers read the whole text. Some just stop reading after a while. Also, screen reader users cannot really interact with the text. Also, skip phrases like image off and photo off. The screen reader will report this by default. And don't forget to add alt text to GIFs and memes as well. Number 2, hashtags. Almost all of us add at least one hashtag to our post. Autocomplete often helps with using a tag that is most commonly used and searched for a better reach. Unfortunately, these tags are often only written in upper or lower case, which makes it difficult to read, both for sighted users as well for screen reader users.
This post is for testing purposes only, because accessibility distingue school. No, I got it all wrong. What I meant was that accessibility distingue school HM. Nevertheless, do you agree that accessibility testing is cool?
Could you hear the differences? Make sure you write Camel or Pascal case if possible. Unfortunately, not every tool supports this, but make it visually clear and understandable when a word ends and the next one begins, as seen in the last example. Number 3, emojis. I know emojis are fun. They can enhance content and draw attention to important points. But please do not overuse them. Use them sparingly, as some screen readers read out the name of every single emoji you are using in the post.
I am learning about accessibility for team clapping hands.
It's also important to note that important information should not be conveyed by emojis alone.
So restricted symbol. Using smiling face with smiling eyes and rosy cheeks. To speaking silhouette head. About red exclamation mark. Stuffed hands pressed together.
Also, not everyone understands the meaning as they are intended or interprets them differently. So use something like Emojipedia to check the meaning of each emoji. Some might surprise you.
Make your content on social media accessible to everyone. Winking face.
Number 4, fancy fonts. In recent months, Fancy fonts have become a popular way to make posts unique and memorable. While in some cases they add a visual flair, these fonts are often completely inaccessible to screen readers, are skipped over, or are difficult for other users to read as well.
Post text, edit text, dot, dot. So do not click on post. Number stop being cool, be accessible. Insertion at beginning of text.
Did you realize? I'm trying to be cool, but it should be accessible instead. Wasn't even read out aloud. Number 5, color contrast. Color contrast is still the most common accessibility issue out there. When choosing color combinations for your content, the background and foreground colors can be a disadvantage for people with visual impairments. So choose these carefully before opting for trendy color combinations like white on pastel. When creating colorful posts, thumbnails, or presentations, check your colors with a tool like the WebAIM Color Contrast Checker to make sure your ratios have the at least 4.5 to 1, which makes the content easier to read. Number 6, captions. I have long refused to watch videos without captions, even though I have no hearing difficulty. It is much more convenient to watch videos with captions, not only to be able to watch them in public places such as the subway, but also to better understand the content and comprehend it. And people with hearing impairments are depend on them anyway. So for your next TikTok video or Instagram reel where you want to show the whole world what must-see places you can't miss, make sure you add captions to reach a wider audience. Accessibility issues are not limited to specific areas such as the physical world, websites, and applications. Accessibility is an issue that affects every aspect of life, on and offline. This also applies to content creation, our presentations, and our social media posts. We want to interact with others, share our knowledge, and that comes with a certain responsibility. Let's get everyone included and make content accessible by improving the alt text for images, color contrast, hashtags, and more. These simple steps will have a huge impact for readers with disabilities. Sometimes it's the small things that make a real difference.